Hey, what's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel here, Just Simply Sports with me. I am Kaja. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you. Please stop. Like, whatever you're doing right now, stop and hit the like and subscribe button for me. And if you're not new, you've been here, I do appreciate you. You guys know this. If you're looking, you're like, she's in her living room? That's new. It is, because you guys, we're feeling more and more like family. Some of you guys have been commenting more often. Some of you I don't really know, but I feel like I know you guys. Like, we kind of vibe in the comments, you know what I mean? So, when you vibe, you connect. You guys are family or friends that feel like family, right? We're sports family. I'm inviting you to my living room like you would do with your friends. You converse, you talk, you laugh, you might yell, especially when it comes to basketball and football, because that's what I do here on my channel. So, what you guys just saw was a little clip of my time at MSG last week, watching the Knicks and the Pistons play, you guys. And I really got to see up close and personal why this team has the success that they had this past season. They play together. They play hard. The coaching staff, they have like nicknames for the players. Like, they all play for one another. And it was a really great experience. I've been to games before. It was my first basketball game. My first time being that close. Got to meet some of the players after the game. Kate Cunningham, Malik Beasley, Jalen Duren. But nevertheless, it was no wonder for me why, once I was there and I got to see the process, okay, I see why this team is really moving the way they've moved. It had such a big turnaround. And I still like to say, what happened to them yesterday when they got robbed, yes, robbed by the refs, is so unacceptable to me, you guys. I'm going to play the clip really quickly, and then we'll just get right back into it.
About the no call on the last shot by Hardaway. Cunningham got the look he wanted. Middle of the floor pull up. Now it's just a battle. First man to the floor. Do you agree with the non-call on Josh Hart here against Hardaway? Good up fake. I think there's contact on Tim Hardaway's right side as he gets Hart in the air. Most often, you're going to get a call on this play. Right there is just contact as Hardaway leaves the floor, but we know there's been a lot today that was not called on shots. Katie is standing by with Jalen Brunson.
All right, you guys, so we just saw the clip of the Pistons, and it was a sad clip, you guys. Like, it's been like over 24 hours and I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? It really, really sucks because they've been playing so hard. Like, the Pistons, coming from where they came from last season, making this big turnaround within the organization, having the whole culture change, adding the new pieces in, Dennis Schroeder, Tobias, brand new coach of the year candidate. It's been really great to watch this as a fan of the game. Kate Cunningham, you got to see his star ascend even higher. And they've been fighting really hard, and I didn't expect them to win, the NBA Finals, win it all this year. But I really did pick them to beat the Knicks because I feel like they're a scrappier, more defensive team. The thing with them and then like Houston Rockets, that there's so much defense that they're not enough offense. And defense will definitely help you win games and get you as far as possible. But when it comes to like certain teams, like Jalen and Kat, they're a bucket, like Kat, the first two games was kind of rocky, but the third game, fourth game, he's shown up, and he has a size too, and he can shoot three, so you got to have somebody other than Cade who can consistently, not inconsistent, not here, not there, who can consistently, get you points. So the whole onus is not on Cade Cunningham. But that's what it is when you're a superstar, right? Or a rising star, should I say, rising superstar. You may say, look, Kaja, this is the NBA. Okay. These things happen. Refs miss calls all the time. It's not personal. Do not leave it in the ref's hands. And you'd be right, because you don't want to, ideally in a perfect world, you don't want to leave it in the ref's hands. You want to have so much separation in the game. You want to be up within 2 minutes of the game, 10 points, 15 points, hell, even 20 if you can. But this series, and sometimes some games, they come down to the wire, like the Wolves and Lakers yesterday. By the way, Wolves in 6, it comes down to the wire. And sometimes, unfortunately, it does come down to a ref making a call here or there. And in this case, what that ref did, and then admitting that he made a mistake, although I'm glad that you were accountable, you accept the responsibility. I'm so upset I can't even talk to you guys. I'm stuttering, but you accept the responsibility. And what? Like, what's happened? Nothing, because, they're like knocking on Cancun's door, or Fiji or whatever it is. And what I notice about the NBA is that you can't you can't talk bad about the refs, right? You talk bad about the refs, you get fined. You got to kind of tiptoe around what you want to say. You can't really call a spade a spade. But when you talk praise to the refs, you get teed up. You can get teed up again and get ejected. But I'm just like, where's the accountability from the NBA side towards the refs? Because mistakes do happen, yes. But for some refs, if you have a history, like it should be like a logbook or something. Okay, this has happened with this. No, this ref 3 times already. Okay, this happened with you 4 or 5 times, whatever it is already. When that happens, you should be demoted. You can no longer call playoff games. You can't call final games anymore because you're missing crucial calls, or just or a fine. I don't want anybody to be fired altogether, but it should start with a fine, and if it happens again, a little bit of a demotion until you can get it together, figure it out, then that's what's going to happen. And if that's not something that's feasible, then what about somebody watching it, in a different state, like in the NFL, somebody watches it back sometimes live in New York or wherever it is, and then they make the call. Maybe somebody needs to look back at live in real time. I know from someplace else, unbiased, somebody who's not mad they got cursed out by Jalen Brunson all game because he got fouled and he got fouled hard and he didn't get the foul call, so he's mad. He's in your face and you like, what, tech, so something like that. I don't know, but something needs to happen because people's jobs, on the line, trades, there's a domino effect, you guys know, like look at the Bucks, everything that's happened with them, with Dame is out of their control. When something happens with your health, it's out of your control. But at the same time, owners have expectations. And for the Detroit Pistons, I think they're fine. They're going to be fine either way because they've exceeded expectations. But when you think about situations like the Bucks, Dame being hurt, Giannis being hurt last year. Both of them hurt last year, and then losing to the Pacers. What looks like it's going to be in the first round. You have Doc, they brought some new pieces in, but Kuz hasn't really showed up. Kevin Porter Jr. to me should have more minutes. I know he showed big. When Dame wasn't there last night, he showed up as well. But when things don't go the way ownership has planned, and you have unhappy stars, people want answers. Ownership wants answers. They're not just shelling out millions upon millions and not getting that return on their investment. So, when people don't meet expectations, people start getting traded. People start getting shit to Washington, Toronto, Utah, all these different places. And you look up and you see breaking news, Doc Rivers has been fired or whatever have you. And that's not fair, but the coaches, everybody's held accountable except for the refs is my point. And that's what needs to change. What do you guys think, though? I'm curious about this situation. What do you think the refs should do, or the NBA, should do about the ref situation? What are your ideas? I'm curious to read them. Let me know in the comments. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. And hopefully say a prayer for my Pistons because I have become a Pistons fan. Kate Cunningham specifically. Dennis Schroeder is cool. Jalen Duren, he is really big in person, you guys. I was like, wow, look at the size of his arms. So crazy. But I always root for the underdog, and to me, Jalen reminds me, he baiting fouls. I'm like, oh, I hate when he baits those fouls. It gets on my nerves, you guys, it gets on my nerves. But I am a fan of Cat, the big bodega, and I love Josh Hart. I think he's so scrappy. Players like him, Derek White, Drew Holiday, they don't really get the shine that they should get, in my humble opinion, but they do the little intangibles that help you win games, help you win series, help you win championships, and they should get a lot more appreciation and love. Now, I don't like what happened last night that the refs didn't call it. I wish the refs would have called it, and it would have went to overtime, and then it got the chance to scrap it out, whoever won. But it is the NBA, and these things happen. Nevertheless, let me know what you guys think. See you in the next video.